Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment of our program is brought to you by Safety Systems, security systems and cameras all over your house. Safety Systems can help you protect your home with those cameras. You can control locks too, lights, cameras, all with the push of a button on your smartphone or your tablet. And in terms of contracts, no one beats VFL JJ Surlis and Safety Systems. Reach out to them this week. All right. This week, ESPN spoke with they wrote the story this week, but in the last few weeks, obviously, they've spoken to some anonymous SEC coaches and coordinators about the quarterbacks in the league. And when asked about Hendon Hooker, I'll just read it to you. He wasn't very good at Virginia Tech, and yet he's really good at Tennessee, an SEC coach said. So it makes you wonder if it's a system thing. An SEC coordinator added, that offense is really creative and really simple in a unique way. It makes it very quarterback friendly. So he gets the benefit of having a lot of catch and throws that go for a lot of yards. Gentlemen, back with Chuck Cavaleris and Vince Ferrara here. Is Hendon Hooker getting shortchanged a little bit?
Well, he said it said he wonders or she wonders. I didn't see
the question is always. Let me simplify it. The question is always going to be: is it system or is the quarterback? When it's Josh Heupel's system, we said it last year. I tend to think it's more system than Hendon Hooker. Am I shortchanging him?
I would say probably so because
get off my set.
All right, see, because we saw Hendon Hooker not miss on some of those deep balls. We saw the season really change and the direction of the program change when Hendon Hooker came in there afterwards. Those players, I talked to Rick Neuheisel at SEC Football Media Days, and he broke down all of the options under this Heupel offense that the quarterback has. He has 4 options on every play. So Hendon Hooker still has to make the right decisions within what the play call is. Oh, by the way, there's a 620 yards rushing that he had as well to be able to just spontaneously make plays. So I think that does shortchange him a little bit.
Yeah, I think it does too. And I think you shortchanged him by saying he wasn't very good at Virginia Tech.
Well, as you say this, let's go ahead and put up his numbers that compare the 2 years where he really played a lot of Virginia Tech are on the left. And it's 2019, then 2020, and then 2021 is UT on the far right. I've highlighted some numbers where he really stood out at the different schools. But Chuck, go ahead, finish your thought.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was okay, or maybe even he was good at Virginia Tech. He was good enough to where, hey, that's a pretty good transfer to get into your program. And I don't really care if he is a system quarterback. His interception, he only had 3 interceptions. He had 31 touchdown passes. He's throwing the ball with accuracy. He had the chance when he had the chance to start. He made the most of it. I'm giving him more credit. And the way I read the article, John, it was one coach and one coordinator. And the coordinator was the one that was saying, hey, it's really a very simple system. They just find some creative ways to turn short throws into long games.
Yeah, it's simple in the number of plays, and they vary things off of it. Plus, there's the options that he has. And the system gets the best out of the player when they have that ability. I think the system can produce numbers, but I think they get the best out of the player. I think that's an element of this system as well that helps him be successful.
I think the reality is it's a little bit of both.
Exactly.
Your point is very good. The system didn't take off till he took over the reins. Right. At the same time, he was better here than he was at Virginia Tech. So it's a little bit of both. But I think that is going to be something that every quarterback who comes through here, whether Taven Jackson's the next guy or Joe Milton's the next guy or Nico Iamaleava's the next guy, there are going to be questions as to, well, he's playing in that system. It's the same thing that any Mike Leach quarterback faces. It's the same thing that the Urban Meyer system used to do with their quarterbacks. Is this quarterback really this good, or is this just an offense that is geared, it puts so much spotlight on the quarterback, it makes him look better?
Well, you use the term spotlight. You spotlighted how Josh Heupel, the quarterbacks that he has coached, haven't always had the NFL success. So that's something that I think can really help Tennessee. If it's Hendon Hooker or someone down the line, if they can have college success and then the NFL, then that would kind of justify that it's more than just a system.
And was Josh Dobbs a system quarterback? I mean, look at him. No. And when you look at Hendon Hooker, boys, either way, some people look at him as a Heisman contender. So he's gotten to that level of recognition. So go play.
I'm not trying to take anything away from him. I think he's going to face this when people are looking at him as an NFL prospect.
Oh, I do too.
I think they're going to be wondering about it. And I think they've always wondered about Baylor quarterbacks as well. Now, RG3 came out. If Mike Shanahan doesn't blow his knee off like an idiot in a playoff game when he shouldn't have been out there, who knows what he becomes. But he had a really good year right off the bat with the old Redskins. I shouldn't say that. The old Commanders, the pre-Commanders. But they said that same thing about a lot of those Baylor guys. Most of them have not gone on to have good pro careers. I mean,
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit of both. I don't think you can say this is nonsense. How dare they insult Hendon Hooker? At the same time, I don't think you can say it's all the system. It's not Hendon Hooker. It's a little bit of both.
System was at Texas Tech with Patrick Mahomes too.
Right. So, well, some guys show that they're the guy. So there you go. All right. Very good. When we come back, what are we doing next? I thought this was interesting. The Athletic spoke to an SEC recruiting coordinator and said, how would you spend NIL dollars if you were trying to build an SEC roster? I'll ask Will Overstreet if Tennessee has the positions filled to where they can win now. That's next on the Sports Source.